Did you know that Newton's dog burnt the first copy of Book on Calculus that he wrote? He rewrote the whole book in just 6 months. Integration is like taking bricks and building a structure out of it. Differentiation, on the other hand, is like disintegration. It's like taking out bricks one by one from an already made structure. Now, I don't know if you always saw multiplication as a shortcut to additions. Similarly, integration is also a shortcut to addition, or multiplication. So, let's take the example of integration of 1 with respect to dx. So, this is like you take bricks of length 1 foot, add it along the x-axis. What you will get is a brick line. Let's take the limits of the integration. Let's say that these limits are 0 to 5. That is, you start adding bricks from point 0 and you stop adding bricks at point 5. So what you get is a brick line of length 5. If the limits were from 0 to 7, it would be a brick line of length 7. If the limits were from 0 to 9, it would be a brick line of length 9, and so on. In general, we can say that integration of 1 with respect to dx is equal to x. This x is the x-coordinate along the x-axis. Now, before we go to double integration, did you know that the initial book on calculus, written by Isaac Newton, was so difficult to understand, someone said, "Here goes the guy who wrote a book that nobody understands. He himself doesn't understand what he has written." Now, let's come to double integration, or two-dimensional integration. This is like laying tiles on the ground. Here, the tiles will be laid across 2 dimensions, the x-axis dimension and the y-axis dimension. So here, you are putting tiles of 1 square meter in a 2-dimensional flat plane. Here also, there will be limits of from where to start and where to end.
What if there was an e-book that explained major concepts of math using simple and everyday examples and analogies? What if sine theta is a measure of how much perpendicular 2 forces or objects or influences are with respect to each other? So a roof which is perpendicular to the flow of snow, won't it collect more snow than a roof that is less perpendicular? Now, coming to cos theta. Cos is a measure of how much parallel 2 forces or objects or influences are with respect to each other. Say 2 forces push a drum. Won't the maximum effect be when these forces are acting parallel to each other? Complex numbers. They come into math whenever one parent force or influence gets divided into 2 daughter influences. You can call one daughter influence as the real part and the other daughter force as the imaginary part. What if the base of logarithms is the rate at which change takes place? What if log of a number gives you the cause for every effect? In calculus, dx means keep adding along the x-axis. D means keep adding along the y-axis. Doesn't means keep adding along the z-axis. D theta means keep adding along a vertically curved plane. Deep psi means keep adding along a horizontally curved plane. DH means keep adding along increasing height. Doctor means keep adding along increasing radius. Also, what if integration and differentiation are reverse processes of each other? Add disks one above another along a height, you get a cylindrical structure. Thoughts integration. Remove disks along height, you get circles. Divergence is the rate of change of a quantity, for example heat, along the x, y and z axis simultaneously. What if curl is a measure of how much a field can make you spin? What if I, j, and k in the formula indicate different planes of rotation? What if the diagonal of a matrix is the axis of rotation of a matrix? What if all these intuitive examples and understanding is explained in one single ebook? More such concepts explained intuitively. Link is given below in description.